This whale can let its own chest collapse. Not because it is dying or hurt, but because evolution forced it to survive in a place where almost nothing else can: the deep. Down there, thousands of feet below the surface, the pressure is so great it can crush steel. Yet one animal not only enters this world, it hunts in it. The creature is the Cuvier's beaked whale, a shy, scarred predator that holds the record for the deepest dive of any mammal on Earth. Most people have never seen one. Almost nobody would recognize it. But this quiet, brown-colored whale hides one of the most extreme pieces of engineering in the animal kingdom. When it dives, its ribcage simply folds inward like a collapsing tent, letting the pressure squeeze it without breaking a single bone. To understand why this mammal was built with something so strange, you first need to picture what the deep ocean really is. The surface of the sea seems wild, but compared to the depths, it is calm and gentle. Every 10 meters down, the pressure increases by another full atmosphere. At a few hundred meters, a human diver would be crushed instantly. At 1,000 meters, even a strong metal submarine groans and bends. At 2,000 or 3,000 meters, the water becomes a black, silent wall of force. Yet Cuvier's beaked whales travel through this world almost daily. So the question becomes simple. How can a creature with lungs survive in a place designed to destroy anything filled with air? For most animals, the lungs are the weak spot. Air collapses under pressure, and any cavity inside the body can burst or crumple. Evolution needed a solution that would let this whale dive not just a little deeper, but several kilometers straight down. A normal ribcage would break, a normal chest would implode, so nature removed the problem. Instead of resisting pressure, the whale's chest is built to surrender to it. Its ribs are loosely attached with flexible joints rather than rigid, locked connections. When the whale descends, the water pressure forces the ribs inward, and the lungs shrink until they are almost flat. The whale does not fight it. It allows it. It is the only way to survive. But the brilliance of this design isn't just in the ribs collapsing. The whale does not even need the air inside the lungs during a dive. Before it begins its descent, the whale fills its muscles and its blood with oxygen. Its body is packed with a dark red protein called myoglobin, which stores oxygen far more efficiently than our muscles can. In fact, the muscles of deep diving whales are almost black because of how much myoglobin they hold. That means when the lungs collapse, the whale still has enough oxygen in its blood to survive for hours. And this collapse does more than protect the chest. It prevents something truly dangerous: nitrogen entering the bloodstream. When humans dive with tanks and stay deep for too long, nitrogen builds up in the blood and causes decompression sickness, the bends. It can be fatal. Whales avoid the bends by simply removing the part of their body that nitrogen would enter through. With the lungs flattened and the air pushed out, there is no gas exchange, no slow poisoning, no risk. The whale becomes a solid, streamlined body built for darkness. But why go through all of this? Why evolve such a brutal, painful-sounding adaptation? Because in the deep lies the one thing the whale needs to survive: food. Cuvier's beaked whales hunt deep-swimming squid that hide far below the surface, in the quiet, empty zones where sunlight never reaches. These squid rise at night, but remain too spread out and unpredictable near the surface. Down in the abyss, however, the squid gather, drift, and become easier to locate. The whale's entire body, from its flexible ribs to its silent movement, evolved for this one target. The pressure, the dark, the cold, none of it matters. This whale was built to go where other animals cannot follow. For now, we have only seen the beginning of how this strange system works. The next question is deeper. How did evolution shape the rest of the whale's body to survive these extreme dives? And what happens inside its mind and muscles during those hours in total darkness? When a Cuvier's beaked whale slips past 1,000 meters, the world around it changes into something almost no creature ever sees. The water grows thick and cold. Light dies completely. Sound bends and stretches. Down here, the whale leaves the normal ocean behind and drops into a silent world where pressure sits on its body like a mountain. Its rib cage has already folded inward. Its lungs are flat. Its heartbeat slows to a calm, steady rhythm. Now the real work begins. For most animals, a heart under extreme pressure would pump harder, fighting to deliver oxygen. But this whale does the opposite. Its heart rate falls to a handful of beats per minute. Blood flow to the skin, gut, and other non-essential areas is almost shut off. Only the brain and the muscles stay supplied. This trick is critical. It saves enormous amounts of energy, letting the whale stay deep for an hour or more without needing to breathe. And while the deep looks empty to us, the whale knows better. The darkness is full of life, small lanternfish, drifting jelly creatures, and long, thin squid rising and falling with the cold currents. The whale cannot see them. Down here, eyes are useless, so evolution gave it a far stranger sense. It listens for the world around it. Cuvier's beaked whales create high-pitched clicks that travel through the dark water like searchlights made of sound. When a click hits something, whether a squid, a fish, a rock, or the sea floor, it bounces back. The whale collects these echoes and builds a map inside its mind, a picture made from sound. Every returning echo gives clues: how large the object is, how far away it is, even how it moves. It is a form of deep-sea radar that works where sight cannot. This echolocation system has a hidden advantage. Because the whale has collapsed its lungs, there is very little air inside its body that could rattle, shake, or distort the sound. A solid chest is a quiet chest. In the deep, silence is survival. Once a squid is detected, the whale begins its approach. It does not charge, it does not sprint. It glides, letting the dark hide its shape. The cold water keeps its body tight, its movements small. When it gets close enough, it opens its narrow mouth and creates a sudden vacuum that pulls the prey inside faster than any squid can escape. No fight, no struggle, just a clean, quiet capture. This careful hunting style explains something else unusual about the whale, its many scars. When they eventually return to the surface and researchers get a close look, their skin is covered in pale marks and scratches. Most come from squid hooks, scored during long battles fought in darkness. Others come from rival males who use their sharp teeth to slash one another during mating fights. Each line tells a story of survival, written on a body built for pressure and silence. But even the strongest diver must return eventually. As the whale rises, the pressure falls and its ribcage slowly springs back into place. There is no cracking or breaking because the ribs were never stiff to begin with. They were built to move. They were built to fold. And now they open like a flexible frame returning to its shape. Yet this return to the surface brings its own danger. Too fast, and gases inside the tissues could shift. Too slow, and the whale wastes precious energy. Over millions of years, evolution tuned the rise into a perfect balance, safe, smooth, steady. The whale returns to the light as quietly as it left it. What makes this even more impressive is how rare it is for a whale to specialize so deeply. Most animals avoid extreme environments. They stay in safe zones, where food is steady and pressure is low. Cuvier's beaked whales did the exact opposite. They went into the hardest place in the ocean and adapted to it, not with stronger bones, not with thicker muscles, but with the ability to let the ocean crush them without harm. They survive because their bodies do not resist the deep. They survive because they yield to it. And even after everything we know, there is still so much in darkness. We do not yet understand how their brains stay calm under such pressure. We do not know how their organs shift during the rare deep dives that last more than 2 hours. There are mysteries inside this whale that may never be solved, hiding in places no human body can reach. But one thing is certain. Evolution shaped this animal into one of the most extreme survivors on Earth, a mammal that lets its chest collapse so it can travel into a world almost no other creature can endure. If you would like to explore more strange designs shaped by the deep, make sure you like this video and subscribe. Tell me in the comments which extreme ocean creature is your favorite.